If you followed a 7-figure salesperson around for 24 hours, you'd notice something very distinctly. Every day, they repeat routines and affirmations that build mindset, focus, and energy on purpose. In this video, I'm going to break down exact mental routines and daily structures that help them execute on a daily basis so you can take them and start implementing them tomorrow. Let's be real. Most sales routines are mostly checklists or quotas. You make the calls, you send the follow-ups, you log it in your CRM. That is execution, but that's not mental preparation. 7-figure salespeople and executives fuel their mindset, not just their calendar. They do less reacting and more conditioning. Almost every elite sales rep or executive that I have coached or that I've studied has followed some version of this 3-step routine. Some form of a morning reset, a midday recalibration, and an evening review. Let's break each one down. Morning reset. This is before your first call. Your goal is to get into a state of mind, not just out of bed. So some daily affirmations that they use. I create value before I ask for it. Today is not about outcomes. It's about impact. I am calm, confident, and in control. Right? So that's the mindset. That's what they're speaking into themselves or some version of that. Here's the routine habits. 5 to 10 minutes of some form of visualization. Michael Phelps used to do this before he would get after his day. He would visualize his entire day, what the strokes look like, what the races would look like, how he was getting up in the morning, how he was executing, all of this. So for you, it could be something as simple as, how do you visualize and see some of your sales calls that you're running or some of the board members that you're a part of? What does that look like for you? So the visualization component, that's first. Number 2, really simple. They actually take time to review their goals. I can't tell you how many times I've been in some office where I talk about goals and they pull out their desk drawer where they pull out, oh, here's my 2017 goals. No. If you've created your goals, there's a reason behind them. So take time to actually look at them. So that's number 2, review your goals. And then what are the 3 priorities to help you get closer to those goals for that day that is a no matter what? The last piece, some form of quick movement. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's going on a run, getting an exercise in, going on a walk, taking a cold shower, doing a cold plunge, but do something to move your body. The goal, it's to step into the identity of someone who expects to win. Here's the absolute crazy thing about all of this. The whole intention of visualization, looking at your goals, seeing what it's going to look like for you to be able to hit your goals, and something as simple as taking a cold shower, what that does in your brain is it releases dopamine. Now let's break this down. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter. What dopamine really does, dopamine spikes not just when you get a reward, but even more when you anticipate one. It's what pushes you to act, that I want to go after this signal. What's crazy, you taking cold showers or doing cold plunges, I know it's a fad right now, but listen to this. So studies, they actually did this. They talked about this on the Huberman lab. Studies show that cold water immersion, especially with water around 57 degrees Fahrenheit for a few minutes, can increase dopamine by 2.5 over baseline. That's absolutely insane. And so the idea here is that we can't change the past. We can't predict the future. The whole intention for all of this is to get into the state of mind that we want to get in right now so we can act. Where are we in the present moment? The people that execute, they get focused on the present moment and they build that anticipation. That dopamine hit, that comes because you're visualizing and you're thinking about what it's going to look like when you achieve that goal. Your brain doesn't recognize the difference between what's happening now and what's happening in the future. So when that dopamine hits, all of a sudden your brain is like, good job, you just won that reward. Right? But it hasn't happened yet. So the whole goal here is to get you to an excited state to be able to execute on the day and know that you're going to kick ass. Why this matters is dopamine fuels energy, motivation, and resilience. You kind of want that if you want to be a top producer. So number 2 is that midday recalibration. So that could be before before you get on another call midday, or after you get done with a call, or maybe you get rejected. How do you recalibrate? A couple simple mental prompts that you can actually take some time to execute and think about. What's working today? What can I adjust? What am I proud of right now? So here's a quick habit. 3 intentional deep breaths and 1 mental reframe. I don't lose deals. I recalibrate and gain data. You see, top reps don't carry bad energy into their next call. They reset fast and move forward focused. Number 3 is an evening review. The purpose here is to reflect, learn, and release from the day. This could be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So some simple affirmations. I gave today everything that I had. I got better even if I didn't get the sale. Tomorrow, I return sharper, right? So the intention, no matter what happened for that day, good or bad, you're resetting your brain that I got a little better today, no matter what happened. So tomorrow's going to be better. You're creating that anticipation for tomorrow as well. That's absolutely key. So what does review look like for you? I've done this quite a bit with a lot of my clients, especially those, and I don't know if you're like this, but we beat ourselves up quite a bit. Even though we may have had a pretty decent day, what does our brain tend to focus on? It focuses on the things that we sucked at, or the things where we felt like we were in control and then we lost it, right? So one very simple action at the end of the day, this is a great routine to build, is literally what are 10 things that you did well that day? That might feel like a stretch, but I want to encourage you to challenge yourself to look deeper into the things that you actually did well compared to the things that you might have messed up. So what are 10 things you did well that day? That can be personal or professional. What's one technical thing that you can work on the next day? And what is one mental or emotional focus that you can really lock into that next day? So it's something like, my goal is I'm going to be confident in my delivery, or I'm going to go in with a level of curiosity, or I'm going to lean in today with love. I'm going to focus on just loving the people that I'm having a conversation with. These small habits, they build emotional endurance. You see, top reps don't drag today's misses into tomorrow's calls. You are resetting intentionally. One other thing that really helped me, especially when I was really beating myself up, is I had a simple song that I would listen to, and you can pick whatever song you want, but I listened to, there was a song by Nada Surf called Always Love. And for me, I'd get done with the day and I would put that song on and I would just allow myself to melt into my chair and focus on the lyrics and focus on resetting and letting that day go and reset for the next one. And what that does is, it's a 2 to 3 minute song. It allows you to leave work at work. And if you're going downstairs, if you're driving home, you can actually be present with your family or your friends or whatever that may be. Work stays at work, home stays at home. So you want to know the difference between somebody that makes 90K and 900K? It's not just skill, it's their standards. Because if you create standards that help set you up for success and you do them consistently, you're building your reps on the things that you actually can control that help move the needle forward. You can't control what people say, but you can absolutely control what you do to set yourself up for success. All these things like visualization and vision and goal setting and meditation, all that is there for is to bring you into the present moment and increase your dopamine. That's all that's for. If you can increase your dopamine, that's the motivation drug, that's the anticipation that creates that level of energy and focus, and let's fucking get after it, right? Don't just repeat the things that you've been doing over and over again and expecting different results. Create and build that elite mindset by building these standards and routines in your day. I promise you it's going to be a massive shift. Here's how the top 1% of sales professionals handle rejection without flinching. Number 1 is they separate identity from outcome. They're not saying no, they're not rejecting you, which is what your brain thinks. You need to recognize that their rejection is on the product, the timing, the performance, whatever that may be. If the no is solid and you're walking away from it and you've already tried to answer those objections, you need to be able to regroup and reframe and think about what is next and how you handle the next conversation. Number two is they see rejection as redirection. If you take the time to recognize what is one area of opportunity that I could have done better, and then you focus on the next outcome and focus on the positive side of things, it allows you to be able to move on quicker. So when I was selling books door to door, I remember one very simple thing is when I was frustrated coming out of a house, maybe I got a no, I would give myself the period of time whenever I was backing up to think about what I could have done better. And then when I was done backing up, I was on to the next one. You redirect that focus. Number three, they expect rejection and they train for it. I'll give you an example. If you look at a professional baseball player, if they're batting 300, they're in the Hall of Fame. That means 7 out of 10 times they are not getting on base. So if you can reframe your mindset to know, I'm actually going to get a certain number of no's to be able to get the yeses, it actually allows you to get excited whenever you're receiving those no's. So for example, my goal is to get 10 no's every single day. I know 2 of those are going to be big old bags of turds. And so whenever you experience somebody that's not happy or not friendly, you know, great, that's one of my 2 that I'm going to get every single day. Number 4, I say this all the time. They put their confidence in the activity, not the result. I can't change if somebody is going to say yes or no. I can influence, but I can't actually control that outcome. So if my confidence, if my feeling of happiness and my feeling of success is based on somebody else's decision, I am screwing myself already. So if I can focus on controlling the things that I can control, which is my attitude, my work ethic, and my activity, then I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I can have an incredible day because I'm focusing on the things that are actually in my power. Take that power back for yourself. Remember, rejection isn't the enemy, it's the greatest performance mirror. One of my favorite sayings is good things happen, sometimes now, often later, always eventually. If we keep our focus on who's next and how are you going to serve them, each time you're getting no's, you're getting closer to be able to serve the next yes and have an incredible impact on that person that you're going to have a conversation with. 3 simple tools that I use with my coaching clients to keep their confidence high even after a rough call. Number 1 is using a pre-call anchor. I could do an entire video on this. A pre-call anchor is putting yourself in the right mindset before you have that conversation, before you walk into the room, before you knock on that next call. And it can be a very simple phrase. I'm here to serve, excited for the conversation. I'm curious to go meet my next best friend. Whatever it is, our goal is to actually give ourselves a little bit of a dopamine kick because that's the motivation drug. It's the idea of putting ourselves in a little bit of a higher state to be excited to have that next conversation instead of walking in fearful. Because if you're walking in fearful, you're showing up with a scarcity mentality like, I don't have what it takes, or I don't have enough, or I haven't made enough sales. Our goal is to shift to that abundance mentality. So if it's a simple phrase like, who's next, or I'm here to serve, whatever that may be, it's putting ourselves in the right mind frame. Number 2 is the confidence log. I do this myself because our brain is designed to look at all the things that we do wrong and not pay attention to any of the things that we do right. We are our own worst enemy. You are too. And so what happens if you start paying attention to the little wins, you're actually going to start to recognize, man, I'm not half bad at this job. I actually can do really well here. And so a very simple goal is at the end of the day, and this is a challenge, you're writing down 10 things that you did well that day and one area of opportunity. Another way you could do it is you actually keep a notepad, and throughout the day, you actually recognize after each call, man, I did a great job connecting. I asked really good questions. I asked for the business. Write it down because then you're actually focusing on the positives instead of focusing on the negatives. Number 3, it's prioritize your schedule. And that might sound backwards because we're talking about confidence, but hear me out. If your job is bouncing between meetings to picking up the phone and calling people to jumping into another meeting, and you need to make sure to prioritize that dial time, If you get done with a meeting and maybe it didn't go as well as you wanted, and you don't have anything in your schedule and you feel like crap, guess what you're probably going to do? You're not going to do the hard thing like picking up the phone and having those conversations. So if you schedule nothing, guess what you're going to do? Probably nothing. And so our intention is knowing throughout the day, what does a perfect day look like? Build that into that schedule. Okay, great. I'm going to finish this meeting. After that meeting, I know I'm going to need to make 10 calls. Out of those 10 calls, I'm going to get 3 reaches. I'm going to talk to one person and set a really good meeting. Overthinking before a sales call comes down to 2 things. You're focused on what you can't control, and you are emotionally attached to the outcome. You see, this creates mental noise like, I hope I don't say the wrong thing. Or you put it on them like, you better be a good lead or this is a waste. Or the worst is, I gotta close this or I'll be behind. The more you overthink, the less present you are. And when you're not present, you can't be effective. Now, if you've done preparation beforehand, more than likely, you're not going to need more prep. And I see that quite a bit where people are like, oh man, in order for me to get better, I need to spend more time prepping and reading and studying and getting those last 3 letters behind my name. And sure, there's great intention on getting more knowledge and improving and getting better. And that's true. But we run into this analysis paralysis where we feel like I don't have enough information, which equals I'm not enough. What you really need is a pre-call mental protocol. It's called breathe, anchor, execute. So number 1, breathe. I call it the 4-4-4-4 exercise. It's very simple. It's breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold at the bottom of your breath for 4 seconds. This is neuroscience. It literally calms your nervous system and it puts you back in control. Number 2, anchor your mindset with a very simple question. What value am I bringing this person today? Now, the idea of actually asking a question compared to just a simple affirmation, and don't get me wrong, affirmations are great. You can say something as simple as, I'm serving this person. But there's actually some science behind when you turn an affirmation into a question. It allows your brain to think, is that true? Yeah, I'm going to agree it is. Let's move forward. This is so much better than, can I close them or are they going to like me? If you're freaking out a little bit, your brain is saying that to yourself. So be the positive one. Ask yourself that question. Number 3, execute. Now it is time to flip that switch. The good news is you've actually already done the prep. Now you can go into that call with energy, curiosity, and intention. One of my favorite examples of this, it was Game 6 of the World Series. St. Louis Cardinals were playing the Texas Rangers. Lance Berkman was up to bat. Bottom of the 10th inning, they're down 1 run, and he's down to the last out. There was an interviewer that asked him when he was walking up to that at bat, what were you thinking? His answer, nothing. That means he did the right mental preparation, because when you're ready to execute, you're focused on the task at hand. Your brain isn't racing. If it was racing, guess what? He wouldn't have got that hit. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be present. That is the focus here. You don't necessarily have to have your entire script laid out, but have a checklist so you know here is where I'm focusing and here's where the next conversation is going to go and how I'm going to take it. Here's the crazy truth. Top sales reps, they still have those nerves. They just don't let those nerves drive the bus. They believe the nerves mean I care, not that I'm unqualified. My job is not to control the outcome. It's to control my effort. Confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from trusting my process. Here's a crazy thing. There was actually a TED Talk on anxiety and nerves. And what they concluded is nerves can be incredibly damaging to your body, to your heart, to your lifespan if you think about it the wrong way. If you actually take those nerves and recognize that nerves are a good thing, you can actually harness it and use that to your power and your control. Think about it. When your heart starts pounding, your brain naturally assumes, man, that's a bad thing. Something is wrong. What it actually should be thinking is, great. my heart is getting me ready for this exercise or what I'm going into. And so your heart starts beating. It is pumping blood to your brain so you can be more present and execute. That is a great thing. Overthinking steals your energy before you ever say a word. So next time, stop overthinking and let's reset. If this helped you, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and go ahead and send this to a rep that wants to build their confidence. Let's go.